Well, here we are. I'm in the racing car, and I'm heading off now to Fort Regent, where I do a bit of exercise. It's blowing an absolute hootie down here. I don't know what speed the wind has to be to blow you off your feet, but it's pretty marginal, I must say, when you haven't got good balance especially. So I'm just about to set off from, this is where I live, in my car. I've got no problem driving the car. I can sit. There's very little pain at all whilst I'm sitting down. But once I start to try and move around, the old pain cuts in, and it is extremely painful. I just set off, and of course I've now realised I left my disability card for parking the car in my flat, so I've had to go back and get them. And obviously whenever I go up to the fort, if I park up there without my disc, the Stasi will come along and book me, or I stand a chance. So you've got to think of different things. People, if you've got disabilities, you have to think of things which other people don't have to think about. You have to plan your day like Rommel trying to campaign in the desert. You've got to think of everything. Right, I've arrived at Fort Regent. There's the sign up there. Look, it says disabled parking only. That's what I have to do. I have to do my clock in a minute. I'll put the time on, and I go over to there. That's the main entrance to the fort. I go in there. I don't know if you can see it through that window. I don't know. I go in through the main entrance, and hopefully they'll find somebody to push me up to the gym in a wheelchair. That's the next stage. Whether I can film it, I don't know. Yes. Well, here, this is the entrance to the Fort Regent. I clock in here, and they've got a little stack of wheelchairs over there. And they find me a gentleman, or a lady, as the case may be, and they will push me up to the gym. It's just a bit too far for me to walk, and if I got halfway, I'd be marooned. So I take the precaution. I take the wheelchair that's there, and it's very helpful. They're always very obliging. They take me up to the gym. Off we go. So this is the gym at the Fort Regent. Now there's loads of machines here, all sorts of torture implements. I'm sat on this little simple thing, which is basically a cycle, a stationary cycle, which I find remarkably pleasant to use. I hate exercising, but this is relatively easy. Well, it's very easy, and it doesn't make me ache. This doesn't aggravate pain. I might get a bit tired. I've been on here for 20 minutes now. But there are some things over there which do push you a little bit, especially around your shoulders. But this is prescribed through the pain clinic, because they say the only thing they can do for people with body disabilities is exercise. So obviously, unfortunately, exercise is what brings out the pain. But if I'm sitting on my bum doing something like driving a car, I'm okay. That doesn't hurt me. But as soon as I start to walk around or do anything which involves muscle use, I'm afraid I have to stop and sit down somewhere comfortable. So this is it. I mean, as you can see, there's loads of machines here. I don't know what's going to happen to them. I got a feeling it's going to be transferred to Springfield, but for the moment it's here at Fort Regent. This is another machine, a different machine. They give you different machines to try. This one is for the hips, so you have to hold the knees in and then separate them out. Do that for a minute, and it's surprising how long that minute takes. It feels like forever. Of course, it's just a minute. It just shows how unfit you are. And again, there's no pain. It doesn't hurt, which is quite. Exercise without pain is quite an achievement. Well, this is the Fort Gym. I don't know what's going to happen. I'll try and ask in a minute if it's staying or if it's going to spring, whatever they call it. But they got lots of equipment here. Again, I hope it gets fully used. lots of people with issues that can be treated who come here. So another cause for concern. If it's going to be scrapped, I don't know what's happening to it. This Fort Regent's future doesn't look very good. Right, I've finished my exercise for today, and I must say it was only just half an hour at the most, and it is really it has an effect. So now I'm being pushed in a wheelchair back down to reception. Now I couldn't walk there today. I might have been able to walk up from reception to come here, but I wouldn't be able to do it backwards. I couldn't do it. So I've got a kind member of staff here who's pushing me in a wheelchair, which is excellent, no problem, no fuss about it. You just find you a volunteer and this is what they do. This is how life should be. But of course, there you are. I mean, look, it's nice and flat. You'd think, oh, there can't be any access problems, but there are. People do have access problems. Even on a flat surface, it can be problematical. So there we are. So far, so good. Well, that was my bit of exercise at the fort. I come here once a week and go to Springfield. If I can get organised to get to Springfield, I'll do that as well. So there you are, you can park just over there, disabled parking, which I do now. You can get here and then from here. They push you up in a wheelchair if you need it, up to the gym. And very good, it's very satisfactory. But they're short of staff. Now, in the fullness of time, I suppose the gym will disappear from here. That seems to be the general consensus of opinion. But they're short of staff now. They could do much more if they had people to attend to help. They're very helpful. The staff are very helpful. So there we are. That's Fort Regent. It limps on. You know, what a wasted facility it is, really.